Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Raafat Hassan from icddr. I am going to present our research on teenage pregnancy among female garment workers, magnitude, decision making, and drivers on behalf of my team. And an estimated 18 million teenage pregnancies happen each year globally. South Asia has a high rate due to early marriage and social expectations, and in developing countries, 1 in every 2 to 3 women experiences at least one pregnancy before the age of 20. In Bangladesh, 24% of the teenage girls had at least one pregnancy between the age of 15 to 19, according to BDHS, while employment is expected to provide teenage girls with a life trajectory less fraught with child marriage and subsequently teenage pregnancy. Unfortunately, literature is scarce in this topic, and our research aims to contribute to fill this gap. Our mixed method study explores the magnitude of teenage pregnancy among female garment workers, knowledge regarding the adverse effects of teenage pregnancy and the relationship between their knowledge and aspiration and practice regarding their timing of pregnancy. We also explored the drivers of teenage pregnancy among the female garment workers. Now, methods. We begin with the operational definitions of teenage pregnancy, which is a pregnancy under the age of 20 is a teenage pregnancy. Our data source is the data for this analysis came from the first round of a mixed method longitudinal cohort study of female garment workers aged 15 to 27 living in 3 slums, which is covered under icddr's health and demographic surveillance system under Dhaka and Ghazipur city corporations. In our quantitative survey, we have surveyed 656 currently married female garment workers aged between 15 to 27 during August to December 2022. And in our qualitative methods, we had conducted 20 in-depth interviews with currently married female garment workers, and we have conducted inductive thematic analysis of the transcribed data. The table here presents the basic background characteristic of the study participants. Now, results. Knowledge regarding the adverse effects of teenage pregnancy. We have found that all the interviews female garment workers knew about at least one adverse effects of teenage pregnancy, while 18 knew about adverse maternal health issues and 8 reported adverse child health issues. Participants mentioned issues such as weakness, illness, maternal or child mortality. Aspiration regarding timing of first pregnancy. Regarding the aspiration, we have observed the female garment workers' aspiration regarding the timing of first pregnancy commonly evolves around the gap between their marriage and the conception, not around their own age. One of the participants who got married at 17 had her first conception at 18, had expressed her aspiration of getting pregnant after 2 or 3 years after her marriage. However, we have found the gap between the knowledge and aspiration and practice around teenage pregnancy. As we have seen in the earlier slides, that all of the female garment workers had knowledge regarding at least one adverse effects of teenage pregnancy, but we have found mismatch between their knowledge and aspiration and practice of timing of pregnancy. The communication with different stakeholders such as husband, in-laws, and others play an important role in determining the timing of first conception. We see that most of the female garment workers had communicated with their husbands, some with their in-laws, and least with others such as their parents, aunts, or co-workers. So one participant who got married at 16 and had her first conception at 17 had expressed her wishes of getting pregnant after 3 or 4 years after her marriage, but her husband insisted of conceiving right away, and as a result, she got pregnant 8 or 9 months after her marriage. We identified 3 different levels of communication and negotiation regarding timing of their first conception: low, medium, and high. Evidence indicate connection between final decision making regarding teenage pregnancy and female garment workers' agency. We can see that most of the female garment workers had low or medium communication and negotiation regarding teenage pregnancy. The outcome of these limited communication and negotiation mostly resulted in teenage pregnancy. We have 3 cases where the first one is a typical case of low communication. The second one is the case presenting high communication and negotiation but failing to achieve desired result, while the third one represents high communication category and was successful in materializing her wish. In the first case, we see that the female garment workers had expressed her aspiration of getting pregnant 3 or 4 years later, but her husband wanted her to conceive right away after her marriage, because her husband, being her cousin and aware of the participants' mother's late conception history. So in order to avoid the complication of later pregnancy, the husband and in-laws convinced them to get an early pregnancy. In the second case, the participant had high communication, but failed due to the inconsistent use of oral contraceptive pills. And in the third case, the participant had high communication and negotiation and successfully got her desired wish by communicating her aspiration with her husband and in-laws. In our results, we saw that despite having adequate knowledge about adverse effects of teenage pregnancy, most female garment workers had teenage pregnancy as their outcome. This shows a clear disconnect between knowledge and aspiration and practice. Agency of girls in terms of communication, negotiation, and decision-making was quite low. Social norms that condemned women to take informed decision about their sexual and reproductive health and fear of repercussion, such as criticism, violence, and desertion by husband and an impetus to sustain marriage, contributed to low communication and negotiation. Since proving fertility is a priority in this context, deterring teenage pregnancy becomes a huge challenge in case of child marriage. Thus, elimination of child marriage will be critical in addressing teenage pregnancy. Combination of girls' empowerment and social norms interventions addressing condemnation of child marriage and teenage pregnancy may be effective in addressing this issue. Thank you. On behalf of my team, I would like to thank all of you to give me this opportunity. Thank you.